Welcome to In Pursuit with Pastor Bill.
Hey, I'm just a simple guy in pursuit of knowledge, wisdom, understanding, wild game, fish that swim under the ice, tender smoked meat, tasty grilled meat, and Denise.
In this hour, we are going to be talking about all of that and a whole lot more. Bill has been with Maranatha since 2005 and the campus pastor at Maranatha Chisago Lakes campus since 2011. Come along and join In Pursuit.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Hello.
We are here. Three Musketeers.
1, 2, 3.
Some would probably argue and say Three Stooges.
I do enjoy that one for all for one mentality. That's cool.
The Three Musketeers. Yeah.
Yuck, yuck, yuck.
That's different.
Did I do it wrong? Was it yuck, yuck?
We don't need a sound effect machine when Shane is here. It's all built in.
We did a whole lot more making them think we're the Three Stooges than we did for the all for one and one for all.
That about covered it. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. So I would love to have you send us a message if you're listening. Cindy sent a message a little even before I asked. Megan, Molly, Cindy, Adrian, and Colton are listening. And who's with us? I'm Bill.
I'm Denise.
I am Shane. And
we are, today let's go with the Musketeers, the Three Musketeers. Just because it's better than the Stooges. Well, it's great to have you guys listening while you're working hard over there at the Chisago Lakes campus of Maranatha. It is wonderful to have you listening. If you are out there, please let us know that you're listening, just because I enjoy knowing who's out there, and then, I don't know. It's maybe silly, but I enjoy it a lot. How are you guys doing, Denise and Shane?
Denise is doing pretty good.
Why?
Because it's a good day. I had a good doctor's appointment, and so good news is always a good day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's good.
One of the results you had was 0.
0.
It was 0. and I think of that. That's no GNUs.
No GNUs is good.
No GNUs is good GNUs with Gary GNU.
Gary GNU.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's good.
We did a Gary GNU today.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, it is good. Anytime you can get answers, that's what I like. Yep. I like answers.
They are good.
When there's something wrong and you go and you get an answer, like, in my mind, even if it's not good news, at least there's an answer. And now you move forward with the answer.
Yep.
Because kind of like we talked about last week, how the mind can just get going and going and going.
Yeah.
And you start coming to conclusions. Like before you know it, well, I'm dying.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I was in full-on panic mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 0.
But 0.
0.
Yeah.
It's
Congratulations
awesome.
on your 0.
Thank you.
It's very exciting. Yeah.
It's good.
Jenny Gaskill's listening. Thank you, Jenny, our station manager. Great to have you listening in. Shane, how you doing today?
This clock. Don't worry, I have my phone has got the actual time going, so if I ever figure this out, you'll get to see it as well.
That's awesome. I'm just watching all the different words. I think he's typing in messages.
I get the scroll bar going across the bottom here for you.
The clock that he's talking about is a clock that lets us know how long we have in the show left.
When I need to stop talking.
Yeah, and so it's
right now it just says
large,
never.
Large digital clock that's flashing desperately at us with Shane at the control.
I like that it says 4 hours and 10 minutes. That's what I like. So I appreciate that, Shane.
It's good.
Sometimes I feel like when we come in here, like I looked at the 49 minutes at the beginning and I had the thought of like, how are we going to fill 49 minutes? Like just because there's so many different ideas, but there's nothing that I'm focused on. But then it always happens where the closer we get to the end of the show, it's like, I got so much I want to say, though. Alex is listening. Mr. Rancor, thanks for tuning in as you're available. That's absolutely wonderful. It is good. there's so much fun stuff happening at Maranatha, and big stuff and important stuff happening during this time, this Easter time, when we celebrate a risen Savior. Like, it's just so good.
Yeah.
And so I know at the Forest Lake campus, there's an amazing Good Friday service. The Easter service is always wonderful. They're doing something kind of cool here. I was watching last weekend's messages, because I always watch Pastor Mike's messages like on Monday or Wednesday or something like that each week. And they're doing something where they're talking about a mission trip. And it's an Easter mission trip where they're asking the congregation to be part of working in the kids ministry. And if I'm understanding it correctly from last weekend, it's to give the normal kids workers a little bit of a break so they can enjoy the Easter service.
Oh, that's cool.
And the way they're doing it, yeah, like it's just this a mission trip. And I think it's awesome. Mm-hmm. It's a great way to do it.
That is.
Yeah. And then the people that are in there the majority of the weekends and don't get to be a part of the live service, they get to be in on this, most important service, celebrating a risen Savior. That's
neat.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, it's cool. So yeah, fun stuff. And at the Chisago campus, it's super fun because we do a week of worship. We've done this, I don't know how many years we've done this now. It'd be kind of fun to go back and see when we started it. But so we kick off on Sunday. We're doing the movie. We're watching a new movie called The Last Supper, something that Chris Tomlin was involved in. And so we're excited. That's going to happen on Sunday. And Shane, I didn't tell you this yet, but we're going to buy a 55-gallon bag full of popcorn from the theater.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's cool. He said, like, if you call, so we'll probably have to pick it up on Saturday to get it in time, for Sunday. But you call and they pop it fresh. So if we could do it, and they were open, we could call Sunday morning at like 11 a.m. and say, hey, we'll be there at 1 to pick this up, or at 12:30. Mm-hmm. They would pop it fresh and put it in the bag, and then you have it for your event.
I should have done that for mine. Not that Mark did a great job, but yeah, that's really cool.
It's pretty neat.
It's great.
Just yesterday I had the thought, I wonder if they do this, and the guy got all excited. So we kick off the week watching that movie, and then every night during the week, Monday through Thursday, we have a service at 6:30, and we're excited right now because in the Chisago campus, in the church, we're working on illustrations, and I am super excited for what Cindy and her team, what they're building for the kids all week.
Yeah, it's already looking really nice.
It's amazing. It's just amazing. And it's not just like a small little illustration, like just for the service. It's like they're turning the kids' wing into this Indiana Jones looking place.
Themed.
Yeah, it's so stinking cool.
It is cool.
Yeah.
They're doing a great job.
Yeah, and everybody gets involved, and there's volunteers. All of us at the church are working on it, and you start getting excited, James was doing some stuff with lights, and we're working on some of the illustrations in the adult service, and he even said, he's like, man, I'm getting so excited.
Let's just do it now.
Yeah, let's do it. So, yeah, it's such a fun time. And then the Good Friday service, we have 2 of those, and then all 4 of our weekend services for Easter. And I just can't wait. I mean, it's a crazy week. It's a fun week. But, yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, it's good. So, Heather's here. Yep, we got some of our faithfuls are online.
That's good.
Anyway, yeah, it's exciting. Yeah, this time is pretty cool. It's exciting, lots of energy and lots to do.
Yeah. And the most important thing, we're celebrating a risen Savior. Amen. Our God is alive.
Which is the reason for all of this.
Yeah, all of it. Yeah. To just it's a big deal. Big.
What is that from?
It's the Great Outdoors.
Okay.
Big bear. Big.
Cracking themselves up.
We are. It's funny when you make a little movie quote and somebody gets it. It's so satisfying. A lot of times they say something like if you do a Caddyshack quote or something like that, there's a lot of people now that they're like, what?
Yeah, they don't get it.
Or Tombstone, Yeah, there's so many great one-liners. Mm-hmm. I love that kind of stuff.
Hopefully I'd get your Tombstone ones, but I don't know if I'd get a Caddyshack one. Do I disappoint you often?
No, you never disappoint me. You never disappoint me at all.
I don't know that I've ever watched Caddyshack.
It's okay.
Is that the gopher one?
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
I know I've seen parts of that one.
Freeze, gopher.
See, I don't know that one.
I'm looking at a bit of a core in here. Yeah, lines up for that put there.
Yep. It's so good. There's so many of them.
Beautiful.
Be the ball, Danny. He pulls out his putter. Billy. Jeff Hall does that. He does that. Jeff Hall does that to me sometimes.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, Billy. Because that's the name of his putter. Billy Baruch.
That's where he got the idea for the Snickers bar in the pool.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think, or maybe that was part 2. Maybe that
No,
was part two.
it was in one.
Or was it one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Lovely.
In the baptism pool.
Oh, yeah. The baby Ruth.
That's what
There's
it
a
was.
baby Ruth.
Yeah.
That's where that came from.
It's fun,
Yep.
but you kind of feel the energy and the excitement, and it's long for just everybody in church business, you know. It just gets to be a long, busy week, and it's like, man, is it worth it? You know,
Yeah.
like it's just so worth it. And I'm seeing like for Cindy, all the work she's doing to make this awesome for the kids and to be excellent. It's like it's just so worth it, you know, because that's the thing is it does take a lot of work and a lot of time, but people will remember it. You know, they'll remember the work. I don't want to give anything away, but they're going to remember walking into kids' church.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, it's super fun. So yeah, excited to be here. Let's see. How about for food? What do we got for food? Right before we came here, I had a feast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I fed you breakfast, though, so I feel pretty bad
Well,
about
I don't think
that.
it's your job to feed me.
I feel like it is. But yeah, he had roast and potato and carrot.
But this
It was
is
delicious.
Like, Shane, you don't understand how spoiled rotten I am because she brings into church a roast. I mean, a nice roast already in a glass pan covered in foil, throws it in the oven at church, and then just cooks it. And then, you know, I'm working in the sanctuary and stuff. She comes up with a plate, and there's potatoes, and I had a carrot. I had a cooked carrot. I liked cooked.
Not a baby cooked carrot.
No, it was
a real carrot.
It was a real whole carrot, but with potatoes and butter on it, it's like, it's so good.
Yeah.
And like cooking a roast like that, when you do it like that, I think it's absolutely delicious.
It is.
You know, it just putting it in the oven. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was tasty.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't think we have any new foods that we did.
We have maple syrup.
Oh, yeah.
We collected maple syrup, and then we this year. So last year all we did was use the turkey fryer and the propane and stuff. So this year, I built just 2 little fireplaces outside by the pole barn.
Little pits, fire pits, kind of thing.
Out of bricks that I took down in the house, and then used wood, and then put the pan to boil, because you have to boil the syrup for hours and hours and hours, the sap, to get the moisture out of it, to get down to the sugar content. Mm-hmm. And so this year we did it, the majority of it we did with wood. Yeah. It was very fun to do.
Yeah, and it happened so fast. Like last year, we didn't know what we were doing, but it took us weeks to get our syrup done. Weeks.
And we almost burnt down the garage.
We almost burnt down the garage. I mean, that's a side note. But this just went so fast because the fire's hot and it's under these big pans. And so in one day, we had as much syrup, almost as much syrup as we did last year for
weeks.
Season, yeah.
Because it takes, like, I don't know how many, like, gallons and gallons and gallons of the sap to cook down to make the syrup. Yeah, it's
5 pints.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's very crazy.
Yep.
But extremely satisfying. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that was
very tasty.
Yeah, it's good. I like it.
And it feels so good, like pulling the sap from the trees on your property, and then building the brick out of stuff that you've pulled from your house that, you know, would normally just go in a landfill, and then the wood that you've chopped from your property, and you burn it and cook it down, and then you've got maple syrup that's just all from your land, and it's cool.
That's the coolest thing for us is like we did this.
Right.
Yeah, it's so satisfying.
And this year we didn't almost burn the garage down. So
we didn't even almost burn the pole barn. Like everything was good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's that kind of stuff is super fun and super rewarding. I'm glad that we started doing some of that.
Yeah.
We hatched a baby chick.
Did we know about that before?
I don't remember.
No,
we
I think
didn't
we came
because
home
it
on
was
Thursday
a week
night.
ago today. That chick is a week old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we came home and this little wet chicken is
We were incubating.
in our incubator. Yeah, just kind of face down, wings out. Yep, just we were like, there's a chicken. And it's the only one that we got. But I'm so glad because our broody hen, she would not have gotten off of her cold eggs. She was horrible at keeping her eggs warm. That's what we discovered. And
it was cold outside.
It was super cold, and her eggs were rarely under her the way they're supposed to.
Yeah.
Just a little disconnect there in her little chicken brain. But we put that little chick underneath her, and she's a great mama now. She's just happy. She's stopped being broody, and she's a chicken mama. Because last year we had a broody hen that got broody and never hatched any eggs, mainly because I didn't want her to. But then she did have 2 eggs, and then they got cracked because of other chickens going in there. And she eventually, like, I tried to get her to stop being broody and brought her in the garage, and we thought she was doing okay, but she just... We don't know for sure, but we think she just died because she sat on the nest so long that she starved. And I did read that that's possible, that broody hens, if they don't hatch chicks, they will just keep being broody, and then they can starve to death because they don't get off the nest.
Yeah.
Like chickens eat all day long, and a broody hen, excuse me, the broody hen will eat once a day. And so she did not make it through her broody session.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad that we had one chick hatch so we could stick that underneath her, and she feels like a great mama now.
Yeah, she does good. It's so great. I'm amazed by this. Like watching this chicken, she'll pick up food, bring it over, and drop it in front of the chick.
And making those clucking
And then
sounds. She makes clucky sounds.
Yeah, it's just a neat process to watch. It's so fun.
Yeah.
I was going to send you the picture. I thought I had the picture of this little chick because when we got home from work last Thursday evening, there she was just in there.
In the incubator.
And she just, like, you can tell her feathers are all, like a drenched rat looking thing, you know. But it's very, very fun.
Yeah, it's cool.
To watch the whole process and everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's neat. You should get chickens, Shane.
I should, actually.
Yeah, you would love it. Yeah. I'm not sure how the dog would do. But
Oh, no, you just got to keep it away from the leash for sure.
yeah,
It's funny because all the animals outside, they actually know how long her leash is.
Oh,
so when I
that's
let
funny.
her out, there'll actually be rabbits about 5 to 10 feet away from her still.
Oh,
Rabbits,
my
squirrels, and stuff,
word.
they run on the opposite side of the yard. And yeah.
they're fine.
Taunting her.
At first they would just, they would run away as soon as she came outside. And then, now they were like, oh, wait a minute, I know where you're allowed to go and where you're not. So, yeah, they're fine with it. Yeah, I have pictures of her laying out in the yard with rabbits, squirrels, and birds all in one, like, nature shot.
That's
That's
awesome.
funny.
One of these days, you just got to play a trick on them and let her out off leash.
Yeah.
And see how that goes.
So you could have rabbit for dinner that night.
She's far too slow. She's like a 60-pound chunk of, she's not catching anything.
That's awesome. Oh, that's good. Yeah, it's just fun. Life is exciting. Life is very exciting. I was working on the Bobcat, so I'm learning about how the Bobcat works and linkage and hydraulics and all that kind of stuff. Thankfully, it's old enough where there's no computer system in it.
Nice.
It's just mechanical. It's all mechanical. It's pretty amazing, the engineering from almost 40 years ago. Well, 40 years ago.
Yeah,
'Cause
it's
it
a
was-
40-year-old bobcat.
Yeah. Just basic engineering, but the way they do all the hydraulics, the way it works, it's absolutely mind-boggling. And actually, I get thinking about, you read about some of the stuff that they had even 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago. I think I mentioned this before on here because it still blows my mind. We were reading or watching something about how the Egyptians could maintain ice.
Yeah.
Like in the heat of the summer there, they dug a hole and put a dome on top, and then a trench, a little tunnel from way out, so the hot air would be sucked in, but it went down deep enough where by the time it got to the ice, it was cold enough to keep the ice cold, and the heat went up through the dome. I mean, just basic engineering, but the knowledge and the wisdom that God gave people is amazing what they've been doing for years.
centuries.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. So, yeah, it's exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I told you I don't have a lot to talk about today.
Well, I think we just talked about a whole lot.
We did, yeah. I do have a topic.
Oh.
Believe it or not.
Super
that
cool.
we're going to get into.
Good.
And I think that the title of this show is going to be In Pursuit of Adversity. In Pursuit of Adversity.
I think I got to leave.
And here's really where it comes from is the idea, and I think some of this just continues from some of the people that I have in my life that I know and that I trust and that are they're willing to have the conversation. I've talked about it on here that I had this conversation a few weeks ago with a young man for a few hours, and we disagree on a lot of things, but we were able to have an amazing conversation. And I just realizing the importance of maybe not, I don't know if adversity is the right word, but, and I don't know that I want to say an adversary, but somebody that disagrees with you. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay. I'll stick around for that.
Okay. But just to not just surround yourself with people that agree with everything you agree with or you think. Yes men. Everybody's just going to say, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. But having people in your life that are willing to disagree with you and that you disagree with. That's what I mean by in pursuit of adversity, and being able to talk with people that even that don't believe like you do. Like we're the three of us, we're born again believers. That's why we get so excited about this weekend, because we do serve a risen Savior. Mm-hmm. You know, I am promised, like I will rise again. I mean, I know that I will. And it's because Jesus rose and walked out of that tomb. I mean, so there's so much of it. Like that's why we get excited. But I think there's so much value in talking with people that don't agree or don't believe like you do. They don't think like you do. And I think that there's so much benefit that comes from those kinds of conversations.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Denise, you seem a little skeptical.
No, I totally believe that. I'm thinking in my head, it's like until I got challenged, I never really processed why I believe what I believe. I just believed it. I was kind of the kid that you tell me something, like your mom or your dad tells you something and you just take it as absolute truth, and then you plan your life on it and you don't think beyond, like, this is a truth. I never really challenged any of that. And so until you find somebody that's going to, if you're like me, someone that's going to say, why do you believe that?
Yeah.
Why? Verbalize and tell me what the reasoning is behind that. You don't go deeper.
Yeah.
You don't go deeper. And so I look at that as it was very uncomfortable for me when I got to that point. I don't remember when that was, but when you got to the point where you had to defend what you believe, because it's so much easier to just believe it and not worry about why.
Yeah.
And so then to have to defend, it brings you to a next level, a deeper level, which I didn't live at for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree. Dad just texted, Mom and Dad are listening. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
And kind of all the things you talked about just in that little statement you made, like that's what I want to get into the second half.
Oh,
cool. Like what I want to focus on, because these are like I'm still growing. I mean, we always should be growing, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things we'll talk about the second half is you keep growing when you're surrounded by people, not surrounded by, that might be a little exaggerating, but when you have people in your life.
And depleting if you're surrounded by people that don't agree with you.
Yeah, because you need to be, that's why I think like going to church is so important, because you gather together with people that the majority of which believe what you believe. You worship together, you learn together, you pray together.
Encourage each other, bolster each other.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you're surrounded by those people, but not so much so to the point where you're sheltered from those that might disagree with you.
Right.
Because the sharpening isn't there like what you're just talking about.
Yeah.
So the second half of this, I want to continue on this because I want to talk about the benefits of being able to have these discussions. And it's got to be with people that they don't get mad. They're not going to be yelling at you. It's not going to turn into a fight.
Yeah.
But we can have a long conversation, and maybe one of us will come closer to the other in that conversation, or maybe not. But there's still a lot of benefit that happens from it.
Right,
Does that make
from
sense
hearing
to you?
another side, another perspective.
Yeah, exactly.
That isn't so close. You're not insulating yourself from the opposing side.
Right. And I think you brought up a great point that why is a really good question.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes as soon as somebody asks why, we immediately get defensive. Like you're attacking me just because you're asking why I think the way I do, or why I believe what I believe, or why I vote the way I vote. We immediately get up like now we're being attacked. Mm-hmm. And I think if we can lower that guard enough to where we're challenged, like you were saying, to answer the question why.
Yeah.
It causes an insane amount of growth inside of us.
Yeah, a deepening. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's kind of for the few minutes, the second half. I could just kind of want to look at some of the benefits that come from it, and maybe challenge people to, hey, it's okay to have people in your life that don't disagree with everything that you believe. But for right now, let's listen to our word of the week.
Word of the Week. This is the part of the show where Denise and Bill learn new words in pursuit of knowledge and understanding of the English language, and so they can sound smarter.
I'm bringing a word today that I honestly didn't...
Bring it.
Bring it.
Why?
Because that's my job right now,
Okay.
to bring a word. The word is lapidary. Do you remember what lapidary means?
I wish I had my cricket soundbite right now.
How about you, Shane?
I got nothing on
Okay, lapidary. It can be a noun, which means a cutter, polisher, or engraver of precious stones, or the noun of an art of cutting gems. Then lapidary can also be an adjective, meaning the elegance and precision associated with inscriptions on monumental stone or sculptured in or engraved in stone. So it's a noun or an adjective. Which is a cool word. And then the Latin word for stone is lapis. In the 1300s, lapis lent its shine to the English noun lapidary, referring to a cutter, polisher, or engraver of precious stones, as well as to the art of such a person. The crystalline refinement involved in the work of a lapidary eventually led centuries later to the use of lapidary as an adjective describing things that have the elegance and precision of inscriptions carved in stone monuments. Today, and I never found any reference to this, but today it's used most often to characterize speech or prose that is considered notably clear and fine. But lapidary can also describe virtues such as grace and dignity, whether observed in one's language or character. So it has a vast use. But everything I found as examples, directly pertain to stone cutting and that type of thing, lapidary. So we know if we don't use our new word in a sentence, we will lose our new word. So I'd like to use lapidary in a sentence. One time, when Bill and I were driving up north through a little town, we drove past a storefront that said lapidary, and both of us said out loud, "What's a lapidary?" It's a terrible use of the word in a sentence. Doesn't explain it at all. But that's exactly where I got this word from.
That's funny.
We both looked at each other. What's a lapidary? It was a little store for rock cutting.
Huh, that's crazy.
In this little town.
Yeah,
Do you remember that?
I do. Now that you're saying it, I do, yeah.
Yeah, so that's where this word comes from.
Super fun.
Super fun. And that's our word of the week.
You're listening to In Pursuit with me, Pastor Bill, a production of WAJC, Your Life Radio on 88.1 and 91.7 FM. WAJC is owned and operated by Maranatha Assembly of God in Forest Lake, Minnesota. If you would like to visit Maranatha Chisago Lakes campus, we have 4 weekend services to choose from. Visit maranathachisago.org to learn more and to check out some past messages. That's still for you.
Oh, wow.
They're still
That's
clapping
a
for the
long
word of the week.
Standing O.
Yeah, standing O. There's a bunch of lapidaries in the crowd today.
Probably.
Excited about our word, apparently. Oh, that's awesome.
It is exciting.
It is, yeah. Great job as always, honey.
Spurs me on, all that
Great.
clapping.
Yeah, well, it's a great live audience that we have here at In Pursuit. Very nice. Very nice. That's good. All right, so we're in pursuit, and you guys help me out if you think we should be in pursuit of a different title today, but in pursuit of adversity.
No, an adverse.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Adversary.
Yeah.
Conversation?
Yeah, it could be that. How about an
Challenging.
adversarial
Oh,
conversation?
there we go. Because everyone always calls it the devil's advocate. But
Yeah. So anyway, so here's the benefits. The benefits of being willing to engage in a conversation with somebody that disagrees with you or believes different than you believe. And I just have kind of a list of 5, but let's keep adding more. And I think one of those you already brought up, Denise, would be it's how you grow.
Yeah.
And it's how you grow. Really, the growth would kind of summarize all of these points, I think, because the growth, the sharpening, that's when somebody disagrees or somebody challenges a mindset or a thought or an idea, that's the sharpening. Proverbs 27:17. As iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. Like, if you're never in a conversation with somebody that disagrees with you, I don't think that the sparks are going to fly and that the sharpening is going to happen. And so that's where that growth comes from in many cases. But
I've always thought of that verse as someone who aligns with you but doesn't let you get squishy on the edges. Like, they sharpen you. Like, you can have a belief, you can have an ideal, and you can start like getting soft in that area or letting it go, but they come alongside you and they agree with you, but then when you start dropping off a little bit, they sharpen you. Say, nope, we can't let this go soft.
Sure.
So I've always thought of it as somebody like that, not as an adversary.
Yeah. Well, I
think it could sit both.
And it could sit both. And I would still agree that person that comes alongside of you and says, "Don't get soft in this way," they're still coming with an adversarial mindset, challenging something, if you will. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's still creating that conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. I always thought of it as a person who's like-minded as you, not necessarily butting heads against you and sharpening you to make you go deeper into what you actually believe, but coming alongside you saying, don't veer, don't get off this path. Yeah, it's good to look at both sides of that.
It absolutely is, yeah. It's growth. So on my list, the first thing that happens, the benefit of these adversarial conversations is that you learn to think critically. Mm-hmm. And again, kind of what you already summed up in 30 seconds, I'm going to take 15 minutes to say.
That's good.
Which is usually the way it works in life for us. But when you learn to think critically, it challenges you to understand why you believe what you believe.
Yeah.
Instead of just, I believe, which is that's kind of, I believe God's word, I believe God's presence, I believe I'm saved. I mean, there's all of those things, but then you ask the question, why? Why do you believe that? We were asked that recently by one or two of the grandkids. Why do you believe in God? Or no, was it when we were in the nursery? I can't remember, but it was a kid that asked us,
little kid.
Why do you believe in God? And to me, it's like that's a great opportunity to be challenged to, okay, I have to think critically because they already know you believe. Why do you believe? You know what I mean? And it challenges you to understand why you believe what you believe, and even to go farther to realize, okay, what's the foundation of my faith or my opinions? Because I think that this can this is something that it's not just about belief, but it's also, especially in this day and age, with the division. Why do you align with politics the way you do? Why do you vote the way that you do? What about this? What about that?
Right.
And you learn to think. You think critically about a topic or about a situation instead of just mindlessly following along.
Yeah, which is so, you've talked about this before, which is so important now with all the ways information comes to us. We see a good reel on Instagram and we think, boy, that makes sense to me. And so then you take it as truth and you believe it instead of understanding why. You just, it sounds good, feels good, so I believe it. And then somebody asks why. It's because I saw this 45-second reel on Instagram. Well, that's not a reason.
Yeah.
You have to know why you believe what you believe.
Yeah.
Other things have to make it, other things have to come alongside to bolster it and make it true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's one of the benefits of being confronted with the question of, well, what about this? I have never thought about that. Okay. Well, now I'm going to think about that.
Right.
And so again, it just helps us to think critically and go beyond just the soundbite.
And the thing is, if you have that mindset in just for life in general, like if somebody questions me, I'm not going to get upset. I'm going to say, oh, well, I hadn't thought about that. You can acknowledge that with them instead of getting angry and calling names and divesting yourself of that person because they made you look like a fool. Instead, you come into it and say, oh, I haven't thought about that. This is going to make me think and make me a better person.
Yeah.
And so you have a different approach to that.
And it doesn't mean you lost.
No, it just means you didn't know. You didn't think about it yet. And so if you come into that going, I want to learn and grow in these types of situations, then it's not so humiliating when you come across something that you haven't thought of yet, because it's just a truth. You haven't thought of that.
Yeah. Well, I think part of that, even backing up a little bit, it's the motivation for the conversation.
Yeah.
If the motivation is simply, I'm going into this to win, you're going to have a completely different demeanor and stance and mindset than I'm coming into this to have a conversation. Like even this, to say, I want to grow.
Or I just want to know what you think, what makes you tick.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So the second benefit is that you learn to articulate what it is you think or believe. So it challenges you to be a critical thinker, but if you're faced with the verbal conversation, why do you vote the way that you vote? And now you're being asked the question, so you learn to say it. And something you alluded to, I had in my notes here for this, but you learn to have a deeper conversation beyond the sound bites that you hear.
Yeah.
Because the soundbite, and I find a lot that this is what people do. Even when it comes to sharing their faith, to talking about their belief as a Christian, to having a conversation about politics, that what you find a lot is somebody just parroting what they heard, and which I don't think is a bad thing if you believe what you heard. Like if this person just helps, like, you know, I wholeheartedly agree with Charlie Kirk, and he said it great when he said this. I wholeheartedly agree with Dietrich Bonhoeffer when he said this. It's not just parroting if there's the deeper understanding and agreeing with. But if all you're doing is spouting off sound bites, but you haven't thought about it yourself, now you're missing something. Does that make sense to you?
And, and possibly spouting misinformation.
Oh, yeah, for sure, because you never looked into it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's where, when you're forced to have the conversation, and again, I know that this is a little bit of repeating myself, but this is coming from recent, not just one conversation, but recent conversations that I've had with people. And a lot of times, like, it's through that person that is kind of like, I've been praying, God sharpen me. This is a terrible thing. God sharpen me, God help me, God soften me, God, like pull me up out of this hole. Well, then I believe that he's using this other person or people that are willing to kind of confront me in my thought process and confront me in my mindset and my defensiveness or my spiraling. Other people he brings in, and it's through these conversations now that growth takes place.
Yeah.
And
that's why I'm not in pursuit of an adversary. That's why I was going to leave. I'm glad you defined it, because what you ask for from the Lord to help you grow, oftentimes he helps you out with that.
Well, yeah. But that's where, and this could be a whole nother tangent, but if you're going to ask God to help you grow, it's like it's been said many times, don't ever ask God to help you with your patience, because then your patience is going to be tested so you can grow in your patience.
Yeah.
But that's just it. Like, God, soften my heart towards these people. Well, then you're probably going to find yourself in a situation with these people where you have an opportunity to now listen to the Lord. Okay, this is the heart I want you to have towards these people.
Yeah.
And there those people are. Now you got a choice to make. Mm-hmm. Or, God, help me in this angst I feel, or help me in this defensive-ness. Okay, here's an opportunity. I'm right here with you. Now let's practice this.
Yeah.
And we've at the Chisago campus, just the series we're in, it's all about sharing the gospel in the face of opposition, advancing the gospel in the face of opposition. Well, if we're really praying, like, God, I do, and this become my prayer for weeks, God, I want opportunities outside of the four walls of the church building. I give me an opportunity to share the gospel. Well, then that's where I think something like this is very applicable. Because you're going to share the gospel with somebody that doesn't believe like you, or you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so how do you do that? And when you talk to somebody that's going to ask why, that's going to ask a question, that's going to be looking for an explanation, it's that right there where you learn, okay, I need to get better at articulating my faith. I need to get better at articulating what it is I believe, where I'm at in my walk with the Lord. I'm going to learn by having this adversarial conversation. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I'm saying? Is this making sense?
It is.
And so we learn to think critically. We learn to articulate what we think or we believe. But then the third thing, and again, you alluded to this in your 30-second message.
Oh, my.
You learn what the other side thinks, quote, other side. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, you get insight into where are they actually coming from? Mm-hmm. Like, what do you think? And now you're better. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. The Bible says, be quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to get angry. Well, when you're in the middle of this conversation and you ask some questions and you just listen, and you really listen with ears that, like, I'm genuinely interested. I know I'm going to disagree with you, but that doesn't change the fact that I'm interested in why do you believe what you believe? Like, I'm interested, what do you believe? What's at the heart of all of this?
Yeah.
And in these conversations with people that don't think like we do, we have this amazing opportunity to learn what it is they actually believe or what they think.
Yes.
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 Well, I agree. Yeah, that's the only thing I wrote down, just in case you didn't add that, was that's how you can deepen your relationships with other people, and you can make your inner circle wider or smaller based off of those conversations.
Yeah. That's another great point. Like a separate point, deepening that relationship. That's a great point. Especially if it's someone that's in your family, in your friend group or something like that, in the community that you want to reach. Mm-hmm. You absolutely, then you build that relationship. I think, if you have people in your life that are willing to share this different viewpoint with you, and you're willing to share yours, and you can walk away saying, I love you, thanks. I mean, this is great. I can't wait to do this again. Yeah, that's a build. You're building a strong relationship with somebody there. Mm-hmm. And it's probably somebody you can almost turn to count on that is going to speak truth back to you instead of just being a yes man.
Yep.
You know what I mean by a yes man? They're just going to agree with everything you say.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
That's not even funny.
Well, it just reminds me of, I don't remember where the quote came from, but I love it. It's like, I don't want you to think like me. I want you to think like me.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I just love that line, because it's like, yes, you don't need to think like me, but I want you to think like me.
Yeah, absolutely.
That
makes perfect sense. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it fits right into our next point.
Oh, Shane, look at you.
Nice job, you guys. But the next thing is you have the opportunity to challenge them.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you're just saying. Like, again, in this relationship, you challenge them. In conversations that I get to have with a variety of people, if to me they're just sound biting me, and that's what they're doing. Because I listen to I listen to a variety of different, like radio. I listen to conservative and liberal radio. I'll read articles. I'll read the non-believing stance on things, and I'll read the Christian stance on things. And so when I start hearing just the soundbite parroting, now I like to challenge people, and I like to say that, like, you kind of sounding like the sound bites that I hear. Like, I'm interested in what you think. Like, share that with me. And now I just challenged this individual to think critically. Because if we all just kind of start thinking critically, and we start looking at it, and we start being able to articulate it, now I think we find a lot more common ground than we think we actually have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, instead of just being directed by a media that apparently or possibly just wants to divide us.
Right.
We come to our own knowledge and understand that we aren't really too far apart in most places, because it does seem that media will inflame the situation and polarize it. Mm-hmm. And if we just go off that, we hate people.
Yeah.
That's how we've gotten to these horrible
all the anger and hatred that we have, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's because, and I've quoted this probably way too many times, but when I heard Ben Carson speak many years ago now, even at that time, he said one of the biggest things we're missing is just the ability to disagree and have a conversation about it. And the more we can do that, and here's the deal, this is a broad brushstroke, because obviously there are some people that you cannot have this kind of conversation with.
Yes.
And you gotta be discerning, and you gotta understand, okay, we're name calling it. I think it's time to go home now. Or, yeah, that's not what we're trying to do here. So I get it. There are some you just can't. But I think more often than we think, you're going to find the common ground, and you're going to have an opportunity. I mean, you're going to be challenged to grow when you have these conversations, and it does make you uncomfortable, because when you think you know a lot, and then all of a sudden someone they're just asking questions. They're not attacking. They're just wanting to understand what you think. They're wanting to understand the topic you're at hand. But when they start asking questions and you're now forced to articulate, it challenges you. Wait a minute. I don't really know.
Yeah.
I don't really know. Like, it's in me, but I don't know to the point where I can articulate it. And again, all of this is what challenges you, but also you get to challenge them. You get to challenge them to just, let's push deeper or beyond just all the rhetoric that's out there. Like what you're talking about with the media. I don't want to hear the sound bites. I want to hear your voice. I want to know what you think. And then finally, the last thing I wrote down here is this, and I think I read this in one of the articles I was looking at, which I thought was funny, because it says this: it can be fun.
I think so too.
Yeah, because and a lot of people, I think a lot of people haven't had the experience to sit down and talk to somebody that you're going into a conversation knowing, all right, you know what, let's talk politics.
Ew.
Yeah, and that's a lot of people, that's the response. Like, I just don't even want to touch that.
Yeah.
But when you get to talk with somebody that is on the complete opposite end as you are politically, and you can actually have a reasonable conversation, it's awesome. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's awesome. And when the goal is not, hey, I want to convert you to my side of the aisle, but the goal is, I want to learn about you, and I want to share with you me. Like, it is awesome. And it's seriously, when I read this, I'm like, that's pretty true.
Yep.
It can be fun. And because especially if you're someone that wants to learn and wants to grow and be able to communicate things better and have conversations with people, and the motivation, like for me, it's like, ultimately, I want you to know Jesus. And if I sit here and I'll talk politics and I'll agree to disagree, but do you know Jesus died for you? Like, now let's talk about something that's eternal,
right?
You know? So again, it can be fun. So see, here we are, 15 seconds left, and I got so much more to say.
Oh, man.
But I want to challenge you, man, don't be afraid of those adversarial conversations, but instead embrace them. Learn to think critically, learn to articulate what you believe, learn what the other side thinks. challenge them to grow as you grow. And listen, it can be really fun. It's good. Amen?
Amen.
Hey, have a great day, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye for now. Thanks for joining In Pursuit with Pastor Bill and me, Denise. We hope you will tune in next Thursday at noon as the pursuit continues. In Pursuit is a production of WAJC, Your Life Radio, on 88.1 and 91.7 FM. WAJC is owned and operated by Maranatha Assembly of God in Forest Lake, Minnesota. The opinions expressed here are not necessarily those of the owner.